The following is a special presentation of the Simulation Football League.
And the handoff goes to Johnny English, who breaks out of it. Still going, Johnny English! And English will score! Touchdown, Renegades! He caught it between two defenders! OKC is taking the lead! Matsumoto back to throw. He's in trouble again! This is insanity from Jordan Gray! Look at Gunner! 20, 10, it's a runaway! Touchdown, Gunner! It's Hicho! Oh, he made three people miss! Hicho breaks a tackle! He's done it again! Touchdown! Hand off to Snowden up the middle, now tries to cut it right. Beautiful move by Snowden! He's in the open field! Midfield! 40, 30, 20! Richard Snowden to the half! Touchdown, Dragons! Back to pass. Looking, fumble the football! And it is recovered by Orlando at the 17! Line formation, handoff to Overstreet around the right-hand side. Overstreet picks it up on, and there he goes! Overstreet! Touchdown! Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. My first trip to Baltimore this season. The Crabs, winners of 3 in a row, have a big game tonight. They take on the Dallas Roughnecks in a potential first-round Grey Conference playoff preview. Good evening, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. Dallas, believe it or not, is playing its last road game of the regular season. They finish out the home stretch with 4 straight home games. Meanwhile, Baltimore is trying to extend its winning streak. Its advantage atop the East Division, paying close attention to what NYC does against Cleveland tonight, and trying to continue above 500. Coin toss right now.
We pick tails.
Tails it is.
We want the ball.
The Rockets have won the toss. We select to receive.
The Dallas Roughnecks will get the football first. It's a battle of 2 top teams in the Grey Conference this evening. And it should be another heck of a game and another great night of SFL action. Baltimore, kick it! We're underway. From inside the 10-yard line, Travis Boychuk on the return up to the 28. Rocco Marconi is the Dallas Roughneck quarterback. A quarterback efficiency rating of 84.4, 13 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 2,152 yards, averaging 307 passing yards a game. Not the prettiest season, especially lately for Marconi, but he's still getting it done. The 7-season veteran, and Dallas will start off with a toss to Davis. Davis is in big trouble and goes down in a heap in the backfield, a loss of 3 yards. That was Lloyd in the backfield along with Dwayne Davidson, 2nd and 13 for Dallas. Not the start the Roughnecks wanted, of course. We saw Dallas last week get absolutely obliterated at Louisville, and trying to flip the script on Baltimore tonight. 4 receivers, and Marconi throws a very quick pass right up the middle. Joe Dazzo on the tackle, but it picks up 7 yards. Nicely done there, as Dangerfield is the man to come down with the football, and it's 3rd down and 6 for the Roughnecks. Baltimore in their home black helmets, red jerseys, white pants, white numbers with the Crabs on the side, and the Stars down the side as well in gold outlined in black. Dallas in the road, all silver and gray and black get up with the white numbers, black trim. Pass to the outside is caught. They say he's short of the first down, and it's Demetrius Hudat-Outdat's return to Baltimore, and he's having a talk with Coach Mullinex. I think Dallas may challenge this. Very close to the sticks. And no challenge from Dallas. I'm surprised. A 3-and-out force by Baltimore's defense, and an excellent early start for the Crabs. From the 25-yard line on the return up to the 27 is Wayne Inzer. The Baltimore Crab quarterback is Mike Dazzo. Dazzo also a veteran of this league, 5 seasons now in the SFL, an 80 QBR rating, averages slightly less than the Roughneck quarterback, 291.7, 2,042 yards, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Dazzo quietly has had some trouble with the interceptions through the first 7 games. Dazzo back to pass. He'll swing it outside. Elliott Snyder. He's got a lot of space to the outside. 35-40. Sidesteps past midfield. Elliott Snyder all the way to the Dallas 48-yard line for a Baltimore Crab first down. Excellent start to the game for Elliott Snyder. And he really makes this play by cutting back to the outside and doing what he does best, just simply making people miss out on the wings. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 48. Strong start for Baltimore's offense. First move of the chains of the game for either team. Tight set with Snyder in the backfield. He'll take the handoff left, and Elliott Snyder is going to be wrapped up. Tackle made by June Fierro, who's been pretty good against the run. No gain. Let's take a look at the Baltimore Crabs impact players. We'll start with Prince Escobar. He is 9th in the league in receiving yards per game, 10th in the league in touchdowns. And last week he had a big week, 165 yards and 2 scores, including the game winner in that thrilling victory over Carolina. 2nd down and 10. Handoff goes to Snyder, again left side, and Snyder picks up just a yard. Dallas's run defense doing well. Another secondary tackle, this one by Pete Secord. Impact players on the defensive side of the ball. Deshaun Miller, 9th in the league in interceptions, and is 2nd on the team in tackles with 54. And we'll get to see him back out on the field with this Crabs defense shortly. 8:08 to go in the first quarter. Dazzo's out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 2 off to the right side. Dazzo back to pass, going deep down the field. A floated football is incomplete. Pass intended for Mike Osai, who's had trouble getting open as of late. And it's 4th down for Baltimore, and Dallas's defense gets the stop. A happy Wednesday night football to all of you out there. Landry Hat, Servo 222, Bam W123, Cafarisi, I knew I was going to get that wrong. Dart Destro MD, but I'll always keep trying. DHMYC, Drew T513. Jason 1347, Lord Raider 77 as that punt is down at the 6-yard line beautifully. NY Kia 31, NYCX copyright, maybe. Princey 518, Ramos Lynn, San Antonio, Spec Poo 1424, Staunch Theater, TJ Cag SFL, True Shot Collar, and many others, including Alan JD for Life, Football Dude 93, also popping in. 1st and 10 at the 6. And the handoff goes to Mike Davis. Davis will break a tackle. Davis wrapped up by Eddie Gage. A pickup of 6 on the play to the 12. One last Baltimore impact player, Jeffrey Dezer. He's come on as of late. In 4 of his last 6 games, he's had at least an interception and a pass defended in both of those contests. And this Baltimore Crab offense and defense from top to bottom, a pretty balanced, formidable opponent. 2nd and 4 at the 12. Trips off left. Davis will take the toss. Tries to cut it back inside, and Baltimore is not messing around on the tosses to the outside. That is strong safety Matt Davis, a newly acquired player for Baltimore, along with Davidson on the tackle. 7.5 to go in the first. Third down and 4 for Dallas at the 12. Back to pass. Marconi over the middle. Caught first down to the 23-yard line. That's Travis Boychuk on the catch for a Dallas first down. Let's meet the rest of the Baltimore Crab defense. Along with Jeffrey Dezer, Carter Williams is at corner, number 44. Joe Dazzo, number 47, is the outside linebacker, or the linebacker up front leading the way. Free safety is Deshaun Miller, along with 23, Matthew Reese. We'll get to the rest of the defense in a moment. Mike Davis on the carry. We've seen a heavy dose of Mike Davis, a pickup of 2 yards. They wanted to get him more involved in the game, and it appears that is working so far in the first quarter. Eddie Gage, 2 scoops, strong safety, number 27, along with Davis, number 1. On the defensive line, number 94, Lee Oldfield. Number 99, Michael Donovan, a defensive tackle. Dwayne Davidson is outside linebacker, number 97, along with outside linebacker, number 93, Blake Tuzian. I misspoke earlier. Joe Dazzo is the star inside linebacker. Mike Davis picks up 6. It's 3rd down and 1. Also on the defensive line, number 95, defensive end Rami Tafesh, number 64, defensive tackle Riley Earling. This defensive front not too shabby for the Crabs. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, 3rd down and short for Dallas. They'll toss it out to Davis. Davis a race for the first down, and he's going to get it. Dazzo on the tackle, 1st and 10 at the 34, and the Roughnecks are starting to move the football. The Simulation Football League is presented by Dax Stetson OBS Studio. Happy to have you along for the SFL's 7th season on the SFL Network on Twitch TV. Under center, Rocco Marconi will swing it outside to Davis on a check down. Picks up 5 to the 39. Tackle made by Matthew Reese. This Dallas Roughneck offense, 4 wide receivers on the outside, pretty unique. Demetrius Outdat, the former Crab, number 88. Number 13, Yuya Iba. Number 23, Travis Boychuk. Number 87, Jonathan Concord. Running back is Davis, quarterback Marconi. Marconi to throw on 2nd down and 5. His first deep pass down the field is intercepted. Picked off by 2 scoops, who actually put the football out of bounds, was not able to get up and run with it. But Eddie Gage makes a big interception, and Baltimore has the first turnover of the night, and will have a 1st down at the Crab 45-yard line. Excellent start for this Baltimore defense. They'll try to turn it into offense. 4-3 defensive look out of the Roughnecks. And Mike Dazzo will drop back the pass. Dazzo fires to the outside. That pass caught by Inser. Stays in bounds, attempts to spin, and actually check that. That's a Sean Shaw, the wide receiver newly acquired for Baltimore. His first catch of the night, and it's a pickup of 7. Baltimore Crab offense, a Sean Shaw, or Eshawn Shaw, beg your pardon. Number 11, number 84, Prince Escobar. Number 18, Wayne Inzer. Number 14, Mike Osai. The wide receivers on the outside. Tight end is number 42, Daley Holder. This is a counter to Elliott Snyder, who breaks off a tackle and picks up a 1st down to the 42-yard line. Sharp on the stop, but an excellent play by Snyder. Could have been a loss in the backfield. Instead, Snyder makes the most of it and gets a 1st down. Fullback is Trayshawn Bozeman for the Baltimore Crabs. Kicker Josh Packmeyer. And again, Eshawn Shaw, the receiver who has the 1 catch already tonight. 1st down and 10 at the Dallas 42. And back to pass. Dazzo takes a hit. Snyder's got the reception nearly into field goal range. Pickup of 6 yards and out of bounds with 3:20 on the clock. It's a good drive here for Baltimore. Carlo Montero on that last tackle for Dallas. And let's meet the Dallas Roughnecks impact players. We'll start on defense. Bones Malone, 3rd in passes defended, 10th in tackles for loss, and 10th in tackles per game. Bones Malone, a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, no doubt about that. Dazzo back to pass on 2nd down and 4. He'll go out to Snyder. That pass is caught for 1st down to the 32. Ed Rebrabi and June Fierro on the tackle, and that takes us back to the Dallas Impact players. Rebrabi, also nearly top 10 in multiple categories, 12th in passes defended, 14th in tackles per game, and 3rd in tackles for loss. He really does a good job behind the line of scrimmage. This Dallas defense is predicated on their linebackers, and they have showed up and shown out all season long. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line, and Snyder's going to take another pass. Snyder past the 25, and he nearly picks up another first down to the 22. A heavy dose of Elliott Snyder early on. He leads the team in catches, 52, averages about 7 per game, so he's a bit ahead of his pace so far. Averages 5.4 yards a reception, 40 receiving yards per game. 2nd and short at the 22. 2 in the backfield with Mike Dazzo, and Dazzo will hand it off to Snyder. Snyder's got another first down to the Roughneck 20, and Baltimore is bleeding clock here in this first quarter. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. We welcome you to Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, where tonight it's a big game in the Gray Conference. The 4-3 Baltimore Crabs hosting the 5-2 Dallas Roughnecks. Elsewhere, Andy Hamilton is on the call, Orlando at Minneapolis, and it's a rainy one in Minnesota tonight as Snyder takes the handoff and picks up 4. Meanwhile, Cleveland is hosting NYC in beautiful conditions, as they are here, about 66 degrees in Baltimore, Maryland. Partly cloudy skies. It is just a gorgeous evening. 2nd and 6 at the 17. Prince Escobar and Mike Osai, along with Wayne Inzer and Daley Holder, still without a catch. Only Shaw with a catch besides Elliott Snyder for this Baltimore Crab pass attack. Snyder takes the handoff inside the 15 and down to the 11. And I stand corrected. That is Moon on the carry. And even the backups for Baltimore getting some solid yards on the ground as Snyder takes a break. 3rd down and 1 at the 11-yard line. Tight set with Snyder in the backfield, under a minute to go in the first. No score. Handoff on a counter. Snyder will break off a tackle inside the 10, and that's Moon again. I stand corrected to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Moon is making some plays down here in the red zone. Back-to-back carries. There's a look at Escobar. I do believe Moon is still in the backfield, a 4-3 look. Handoff left side. Moon inside the 5, and Moon nearly got a touchdown. 2nd and goal coming up at the 2. But not before the first quarter comes to a close. End of 1 in Baltimore. We're scoreless, but the Crabs are close to 6. This is the SFL Network on Twitch TV. We'll be back to Old Bay Stadium in a moment. Snyder back in for Baltimore, 2nd and goal at the 2 to start the second quarter. And Snyder will get the carry, and Elliott Snyder will be pushed back, thrown back actually in the backfield by Carlo Montero, who initially thought it was going to be a pass and came up and did a brilliant job to slow down Elliott Snyder in the open field. 3rd down and goal at the 1 coming up. 2 in the backfield, 4 down linemen. Can Dallas get the goal line stand? Elliott Snyder will not get in. And the tackle to save the touchdown by the new signee, Heath McDaniel Sr., at defensive tackle for Dallas. And welcome to the team, Heath McDaniel Sr. He makes a tackle to hold Baltimore to just a field goal, and a welcomed addition to this Roughneck squad. Brilliant effort there by Dallas's defense on the goal line, even when Elliott Snyder came back in. And the chip shot from 17 yards away is up and good for Josh Packmeyer. And the score is Dallas 0 and Baltimore 3. Check out Inside the SFL. It'll be Sunday morning this week, only on TalkShoe. Doug Bose, Alan Drum, and the rest of the Inside the SFL faithful will be discussing the SFL Week 9 slate, recapping Week 8, and also as Travis Boychuk gets a nice return out to the 36. And also, I plan to be on the call to discuss the State of the League address, which comes your way Monday, September 26th, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. It'll be an epic Inside the SFL, an epic Week 9, and an epic Monday night, all coming up on the SFL next week. 1st and 10 at the 36 for Dallas. Haven't seen their offense on the field much. They trail 3-0. Marconi back to pass. Deep ball down the field is caught. Past the 30, breaking a tackle. That's Jonathan Concord, and Conk has a touchdown. Wow, talk about out of nowhere. Dallas strikes after really being shut down and shut off the field in the first quarter. I believe Miller missed that tackle, and Jonathan Concord has the score for Dallas. Concord has really come on in this offense. He now leads the team with 5 receiving touchdowns. That's better than any other receiver. He was tied without that coming in. And Jonathan Concord and Rocco Marconi put the Dallas Roughnecks up. The extra point is up and good, and it's Dallas 7, Baltimore 3, just like that. So 9:40 to go in the first half. Dallas takes the 4-point lead. And for all of the good that Baltimore did, they've got to be frustrated that they're back down by 4, or down by 4 for the first time tonight, I should say, as Wayne Inzer gets up to the 29-yard line. If you haven't already, check out the SFL's documentary, A New Frontier. It's on simulationfl.com. Just click the New Frontier banner, and it'll take you directly to the documentary that has crossed the 500 view threshold recently. 1st and 10 at the 29. Gazzo hands it off to Snyder. He'll bounce off a tackle and then get away from a third. Elliott Snyder picks up 7, breaking so many tackles I can't keep up. 21 yards on 8 carries. Considering that Elliott Snyder has looked so good, Dallas has kept him contained pretty nicely, making a lot of people miss in the open field, but certainly not making as big of an impact as he'd like. We've already mentioned Heath McDaniel Sr., the new signee for Dallas at defensive tackle. The corners on the outside, June Fierro, number 25, Carlo Montero, number 9, as Elliott Snyder will be stood up at the line by Bones Malone. We've already talked about Malone and Rebravi as the impact players of this defense at linebacker. Strong safety is rookie Troy LaShaw. And the free safety, number 44, Pete Secord. And we failed to mention that Baltimore's impact players are all rookies. And these rookies have really matured and developed into great football players on this team, and that has been part of the reason why the Crabs are on a 3-game win streak as everyone's gotten settled in. That pass was caught on the sideline, 1st and 10 to the 39-yard line to continue the Baltimore drive. So now that we've finally run down a flurry of players on the field tonight to keep an eye on, 8:25 to go in the first half. Dallas is up by 4. Another tight set and another counter here to Snyder. And Elliott Snyder is going to be hit hard, taken off his feet. He actually flew about 3 feet to the left. Carlo Montero with a big hit. And Montero's had Snyder's number early. Baltimore in the last 3 weeks, 27-20 over Houston, 35-28 over Los Angeles, and 17-13 over Carolina. They haven't been routes, but they have been victories, as Snyder will take the pass out of the backfield, and he gets smacked by Sharp. 3rd and 6 coming up. Snyder with 5 catches for 46 yards. That touchdown was of the 64-yard variety for Jonathan Concord. 3rd down and 6. $7:25 to go in the first half. Roughnecks lead by 4. 3 receivers off to the left side. And Dazzo's pass down the field. A wobbly throw, but it's complete. That's Prince Escobar's first catch of the half. And it takes the ball to the Roughneck 44-yard line. Excellent find here from Mike Dazzo. Escobar just sits down in his zone. Fierro and Montero just a little late getting there. 6:53 to go in the first half. The offensive leaderboards scrolling across the bottom of your screen through 7 weeks of the SFL season. And the handoff goes to Snyder, left side. Snyder got a benefit of a couple of great blocks. Pickup of 8. 2nd and 2 at the Dallas 36. And once again, Baltimore is moving the ball slowly but surely down the field, dominating time of possession, but they still trail in this game. Snyder in the backfield. We've seen this tight set out of Baltimore quite often tonight. 9 at the line of scrimmage or near the line of scrimmage, and Snyder still is going to find a crease in the defense. Picks up a first down to the Dallas 29-yard line, and Elliott Snyder is running hard and running often tonight. 12 carries, 37 yards, hasn't been flashy, but Snyder's made some big runs. Osai and Escobar, bottom of the screen. And the handoff to Snyder will get to the 26-yard line. Another solid pickup of 4 for Baltimore. Again, action around at the SFL tonight. Orlando and Minneapolis on SFLN2 with Andy Hamilton. NYC and Cleveland on SFLN3. The SFL postgame show is coming up immediately following all the action around the league tonight. 2 backs, 2 receivers. 4-3 look out of Dallas. Handoff to Baltimore. Expect who's going to talk about the ticker. I'm going to put money right now before he types and before you can hear me saying this. He's going to talk about the ticker. Anybody want to bet me $5? 4:52 to go in the first half. 3rd down and 3 at the 22. And Dazza will drop the throw. Looking deep in one-on-one coverage. Escobar burns the defender for the Baltimore touchdown. Oh, man, I lost $5. Touchdown, Mike Dazzo, Prince Escobar, and the Crabs. And Baltimore retakes the lead. Another solid, excellent, well thought out, well executed drive by Baltimore. And the extra point for the Crabs is up and good. Prince Escobar continues his newfound dominance in the SFL, a top 10 receiver. Gets another touchdown on his resume. And for Prince Escobar, that is his 8th receiving touchdown of the season. Among tops in the league in touchdowns scored. Coming up tomorrow night, it's a big game out west. The OKC Renegades 3-4. All 4 of their losses have come by 1 score. Take on the 6-1 Sioux Falls Sparrows. And that's going to be a fun one tomorrow night at 6 Central, 7 Eastern, 1 hour ahead of tonight's start time. Don't miss the early start just before Thursday Night Football on CBS right here on the SFL Network on Twitch. 4:38 to go in the first half. Dallas has been on the field, maybe 10 offensive plays. Rocco Marconi checks it to Davis. Davis makes a defender miss. Dazzo on the stop, a pickup of 6. 2nd down and 4. Coming up, 2K Sports Halftime Report. We'll have your first half stats and highlights. And while you've got a moment, make sure you're following us on Twitter at SimulationFL. Subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels at /SimulationFL. And for daily content updates, visit our website, SimulationFL.com, for stats, for schedules, when your team next plays their game, etc. Hand off Davis, straight up the middle, and Davidson, and it looked like Oldfield shut that down. No gain, 3rd and 3 for Dallas. Well, Dallas certainly is not getting taken to the woodshed like last week against Louisville. They were down 31-0 at this point in last week's game. They certainly have adjusted nicely here on the road against the Crabs. Again, last road game of the season for Dallas as they finished with 4 straight at home. Davis, no gain to the outside. Joe Dazzo is having a tremendous first half, and Dallas will have to punt it away. Third quarter out in Cleveland, and NYC has a 20-14 advantage. Coming up on halftime here at Old Bay. From the 28-yard line, and Baltimore on the return. 1st and 10 to the 29. That was Inzer on the return. If you haven't already, get your gear today at cafepress.com/SimulationFL. It's all there, all the teams, all the league, and all of the different types of things you can buy with SFL logos on it. Get it today at cafepress.com/SimulationFL or at SimulationFL.com, and just click the shop button. Back to pass, Mike Dazzo down the middle. Dangerous throw. Bones Malone knocks that down. We've given you so many numbers on Malone. No interceptions for Malone this season. Reed Robbie has 2, also has a safety to his name. Malone leads the team in tackles with 60.
2nd and 10 from your crowd,
2:57 to go in the first half. 2nd and 10 at the 29. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. For Dazzo, he'll hand it off to Snyder, and Snyder will pick up a solid 4. 3rd down and 6. With 2:48 and counting here in the first half. Of course, tomorrow night we've also got Queen City and D.C., and depending upon what happens tonight with NYC and Cleveland, that could be a very interesting game. Everyone is still alive in the playoffs. No one has been eliminated. 2.5 to go. Back to pass Dazzo, and Dazzo sidearms the pass down the field, caught by Inzer to the Dallas 42-yard line. What concentration from Wayne Inzer. Beautiful. Yeah, this was a dangerous ball. Dazzo has some guts to throw this over the middle. LaShaw was creeping up, but Wayne Inzer stays with it. And Inzer getting some love on the bench from Shaw. 1st and 10 as Baltimore goes tight again at the Dallas 42-yard line. Handoff on a counter, Elliott Snyder, and Snyder reverses field. He'll be stopped at the 41-yard line. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. This is the SFL Network. Dazzo's had a nice first half, 119 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Dazzo to throw, and a deep drop back. He's going long. It is nearly picked off. Carlo Montero defending Mike Osai, and I think a question for Baltimore, and maybe owner Tim Johnston will call in on the postgame show and step out of his show there a little bit, but it's all good, TJ. What is going on with Mike Osai? He just can't seem to get open in recent weeks. And again, Montero gets the better of a Baltimore offensive player. Montero having an excellent first half. 3rd and 9, just outside the 40. 4-3 defense. Dazzo is going long again, and that pass is nearly intercepted again. Osai on a double move did not fool Carlo Montero, and the Crab drive stalls out, and Dallas's defense comes up with another big stop. So middle of the third quarter, Cleveland is over NYC 21-20. 2-minute warning. Orlando is on top of Minneapolis 24-14. Intimidators trying to improve to 5-3 and put Tallahassee and Houston behind them inside the 10. This punt from Baltimore. Oh, it bounced at the goal line and hit the coverage man in the leg. A brilliant punt from Burton. And that is as good and or as lucky as you can get, folks. I thought, no doubt about it, that punt was going to bounce in the end zone, and it actually deflects off of a player to shift the bounce away from the end zone. Davis takes a dangerous toss, and he is lucky to be alive at the 1. Oldfield with the tackle. Did pick up a solid yard, though, but what a gutsy call there by Dallas. .120 to go in the first half. Davis is in the backfield, and Marconi drops the throw. In trouble! It's a safety! Lee Oldfield with the safety. And it's 7-12. Great pressure from the outside. And that turns this first half on its head. That is, by all accounts, Baltimore's first forced safety of the season. Wayne Inzer check that. That's Ishan Shah with the return to the 43-yard line. Shah and Inzer are built so they're just stocky guys, and they're both wearing numbers that start with 1. And I'm just not used to seeing Shah on the field, but a nice return from Shah. Escobar and Osai at the bottom of the screen now. Baltimore with great field position, up 5. Back to pass. Dazzo out to Snyder, and that was the worst attempt at yards on the outside of the night for Elliott. He's got 6 grabs. Escobar with a couple. Osai still without a catch. Inzer had a big one on that last drive, and Shaw has picked up one as well.
Second and 10.
Baltimore going for their 4th win in a row. Would take them to 5-3. They would own the tiebreaker with Dallas at 5-3 with 4 games to go. In, by all accounts right now, a 2-3 matchup. Dazzo to Snyder. Snyder past the 45 to 47-yard line, and Baltimore will take the timeout with 58 seconds to go. 3rd down and 6 coming up. Obviously, NYC, if they win tonight, they're hoping for a Baltimore loss. The North Division would be a 2-way race with a battle of 4-4 teams. NYC, much improved, and in a tight battle. Their offense doing good things again tonight against the Vipers. 3rd down for Baltimore, and Escobar on a go route is going to not come up with the catch. June Fierro breaks it up. And Dallas does a good job deep down the sides of the field. Sign of a good defense is if you can defend that go route with some of the best receivers in the SFL and run step for step with them. And Fierro does just that. We've already seen Montero do that a time or two as well. And Baltimore cannot take advantage of the safety, but Burton will try to pin the Roughnecks back inside the 5-yard line again.
Number 23 is deep to receive.
Here I come, punter. I'm coming. I'm going to block the punt.
Burton got off the best punt of his rookie season earlier. This one will fall at the 17-yard line. Boychuk surrounded by the men in red at the 19. 45 seconds to go in the first half. I can't say it enough. Major announcements of the Simulation Football League coming at the State of the League address Monday, September 26th. I'm telling you, I am so pumped for this night. You guys have no idea. Well, maybe you do. Marconi back to pass, out to Davis. He's got a lot of space to the outside. Mike Davis, the man is fast, in a timeout, Dallas.
23 on the play. First down, Rockets.
Man, that was a really good play because Marconi hits Davis in stride. Davis never misses a beat. He never had to stop. He never had to change direction. Davis just with a lot of room, and the guy has underrated speed. 38 seconds to go. Davis did get, check that. Dallas took a timeout. 4 receivers. Marconi's out of the shotgun. Marconi back to throw. And Marconi fires outside. Pass caught. Inbounds, apparently. That pass was caught by Yuya Iba, his first of the night. Out at a quiet return to Baltimore. And the clock is actually running. Our apologies. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Marconi steps up, and that pass is complete inside the 30 and shoved out of bounds. Travis Boychuk with a big play, and it gets Dallas in field goal range. This is a great catch, too. Eddie Gage shoves him forward to about the 29-yard line. Down to 15 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 at the Crab 29. A big throw from Rocco Marconi. Four receivers, 3 off to the right. Ball on the right hash. Dallas would like 7 instead of 3. Will they get anything? Marconi to throw. Over the middle. That pass is complete to the 23-yard line. Timeout. That's Iba again, and I would be willing to bet Dallas will just take the 3 here. There's plenty of time left in this game. It's a 40-yarder, a makeable field goal for Manuel. And that's exactly what they will do. Cleveland up on NYC at the end of the third in Cleveland, 21-20. Just about getting ready to start the third. Orlando leads Minneapolis 24-17. Across the SFL family of networks, the kick from Manuel. Manuel is good from 40. Your new score is Dallas 10 and Baltimore 12. Here in the Spotlight game on the SFL Network. And that one just snuck in past the left upright. Again, first time the SFL Network has been to Baltimore this season. We've missed Old Bay Stadium. Used to go by a different name, but Old Bay now the presenting sponsor. From the 8-yard line, now Wayne Inzer on the return, and he loses his footing, it almost looked like. Slipped down and got pushed down the rest of the way to the 26. Five seconds to go before the half. It's 12-10. A well-played first half. We have not had a single penalty in this first half. These two teams look poised for a championship run. Elliott Snyder is driven back in the backfield, and that is the end of the first half. Dallas 10 and Baltimore 12 as the teams head to the locker room. The 2K Sports halftime report is right now. Baltimore gets the ball to start the second half. Insert to the 29. First and 10 for the Crabs as we welcome you back to Old Bay Stadium for the second half. Wednesday night football on the SFL Network. Elliott Snyder gets 6 yards. That's actually one of his longest runs of the night. He's over 50 for the night. You're watching the 5-2 Dallas Roughnecks take on the 4-3 Baltimore Crabs from Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. An exceptional game that we have for you this evening, and it has been a well-played, hard-fought, very interesting and dynamic game tonight. Dazzo out to Snyder, past the 35. Snyder will not pick up the first down. Secord and Rebrabi combined for the stop. 8 catches for Snyder. That's over his average per game this season. Concord with just that 1 catch, and honestly, the Dallas offense, I'm not exactly sure how many plays they've been on the field. It's got to be less than 20. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. On third down and short, Snyder around the right side. Ransacked in the backfield. Sharp and Malone, I believe, on the stop. And it's a 3-and-out for Baltimore to start the second half. And this Dallas defense has been up to the task through 2 quarters and some change. Travis Boychuk back to return for Dallas. From the 27-yard line up to the 29. Tomorrow night, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, OKC and Sioux Falls, a West Division tilt. And then out east, an East Division, or a North Division tilt rather, as the DC Dragons will take on the Queen City Corsairs. Corsairs going with the throwback New York Knight uniforms. It's Knights and Dragons all over again. Rocco Marconi back to pass. That ball down the field is caught. First down to the 39. That is Conk with his second catch of the night. And Jonathan Concord has been the most influential offensive player for the Roughnecks tonight. Marconi, not bad. 166 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. And considering the amount of time, or the lack of amount of time that he's been on the field, that ain't too bad. Trips out to the left side. Marconi down the middle, caught first down to the Baltimore 42. That's Yuya Iba, who makes another big grab for Dallas. And Iba just never gets the headlines. He never gets the press. But Yuya Iba is just Mr. Consistent for this team. He leads the Roughnecks in receptions with 43. 560 yards, also leads the team. But just 2 touchdowns, and that's probably why he doesn't get the attention he probably deserves. First and 10 at the Baltimore 42, 4 receivers. Marconi back to pass, and Marconi fires it short. Davis makes a couple miss and gets a first down, makes something out of nothing, and makes Matthew Reese look like a plastic doll out there. First and 10 at the 30. He looked like a tackling dummy. It was like Reese had magical powers, froze him on the field, and then Reese broke his tackle later in the play, and Dallas has its strongest consistent drive of the night. First and 10 inside the 30. Rocco Marconi back to pass. He's in trouble. Marconi gets it away somehow, and the pass is caught for an 8-yard pickup. Concord again. Second and 2 coming up at the Baltimore 22-yard line.
Second and 2 from the Rockets, 21-yard line.
7:28 to go in the third. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Marconi back to pass. And Marconi's pass is off the hands, I believe, of Outdat. You won't hear many people saying, "Who dat" tonight. Quiet night in coverage was Jeffrey Dezer, who's also had a bit of a quiet night defensively.
Let's go.
12-10. Baltimore on top of Dallas. 7:18 to go in the third. Here on the SFL Network. 3 down linemen for Baltimore. Crucial third down here. A field goal would give Dallas a 1-point lead. Davis with the catch. He's out of bounds. 5 receptions for 45 yards for Davis. Concord is nearing 100 yards. Not the way Dallas wanted to end this drive. But they have an opportunity at points. A 39-yard field goal for Manuel. He hit from 40 earlier in this ballgame. And from 39 yards away, Manuel's kick is good. Did that hit the pole? I get a second look at this. No, it went straight down the middle. I don't know what I was thinking. I could have sworn I heard the ball carry him off the pole, but I'm hearing things. Dallas takes the lead. They're up 13-12. It's their first lead since 7-3, and we've got another tight game involving the Baltimore Crabs. Seems like Baltimore can't help themselves but to play a close game. Baltimore has not had a game. They've only had one game this year decided by more than one score. That is ridiculous. A 20-7 victory over Queen City back in week 2 was their only game. 40-33, 27-30 in overtime, 20-17, 27-20, 35-28, and 17-13. If there's ever been a team, they may set the record for most one-possession results in the season. 2 in the backfield, handoff to Elliott Snyder, and Snyder will pick up 3 out to the 32-yard line. Rodrabi on the tackle.
Gain of 3 on the play. Number 55, credited with the tackle. Second and 7. Ball at the 32-yard line.
6:30 to go in the third. 2nd down and 7. Crabs down by 1 here at home. Gazzo back to pass. He'll flip it outside, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and short. It's a pickup of about 6 yards, and that's Inzer. As you look at the quarterback numbers, Marconi's over 200. Baltimore is 3-0 at home this year, so they've been a good home team. They don't return home until October 9th to face the Cleveland Vipers in the twice-a-year Commissioner's Cup. 5:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. Cleveland won that cup last year. Elliott Snyder, biggest run of the night. First down to the Dallas 47. Elliott Snyder finds a lane here. And look at big number 65 out on Secord with a big block. Escobar was down the field helping as well. First down for the Crabs, back into Dallas territory, a nail-biter here on the main network. Four receivers, 3 off to the far right side, top of the screen. 4 down linemen, Dazzo to throw. Dazzo's pass caught, first down to the 33, and there he is. Mike Osai with the reception and another Baltimore Crab first down. Where have you been, number 14? Mike Dazzo puts that right in between. It was like a hole in the zone the size of a crater. Two backs, 2 receivers, and the handoff to Snyder again. Snyder's had a better 3rd quarter in terms of breaking out some runs. He picks up 3, a fast-moving game here tonight. 2nd and 7 at the 30.
Second and 7 from the Rockets, 30-yard.
Three backs in the backfield for Baltimore. And the handoff goes to Snyder. And Snyder takes a shot from Secor. There's the updated numbers on Elliott's night. 71 yards on 22 carries. But Elliott Snyder takes a pounding on that play. Brings up 3rd down and 6. The Dallas 29. Big play for Baltimore. Otherwise, a 46-yard field goal could be their fate. Can't take a sack. Dazzo to throw. Dazzo has to put it out to Snyder, and Rebrabi puts him in the grass at the 30-yard line.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Wow. What a play in the open field by Rebrabi, and that time Dallas got just a little bit of pressure. They have not gotten a lot of pressure. 46-yard field goal attempt for Josh Packmeyer to give Baltimore back a 2-point lead, and this field goal is good. And no, it did not hit the pole. So exchanging field goals here in this second half for Baltimore and Dallas, in a battle for Grey Conference supremacy, or at least for the number 2 seed. Everyone trailing Louisville is now 15-13 Crabs. From the 8-yard line, Boychuk on the return. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 29. Taking a look at the Grey Conference, there's a lot of football left to be played, but I don't see Louisville, who's 8-0, relinquishing the number 1 seed. Dallas is 5-2, and they lost the tiebreaker to Louisville, so they're 3 games back, potentially 4 games back, potentially with a loss tonight, and that would basically wrap things up for Louisville, who also holds the tiebreaker over Baltimore. The Wolfpack obviously hoping for a Crab victory tonight. That pass is complete, and a lot of running room for Conk out to the left side of the 45-yard line. He's got 98 yards on 4 catches tonight. Concord having a big night as Deshaun Miller shoves him out. Now behind Dallas and Baltimore, things get interesting. Cleveland is 1-6. Carolina is 2-6. Queen City and D.C. sit at 2-5. They play each other tomorrow as Davis takes the toss. Mike Davis gets away. Gage on the tackle, but a first down to the 42. NYC is 3-4, and they're trying to distance themselves from Queen City and D.C. in the division. But you've got 5 teams sort of bottled up down there at the bottom of this conference. And essentially, which team does the SFL faithful believe will have the best shot at defeating Louisville, because that's who they're going to get in the first round? More than likely. Again, plenty of football left to be played, but the Grey Conference, the script has been mostly written. Oh, what a hit over the middle! Outdat says hello to, I believe, a former teammate. Let's take a look. No, it was Deshaun Miller, the rookie. Watch Miller. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Miller. It was Eddie Gage. You think that's not a personal hit? Watch Eddie Gage. Hello, old friend. Lays Outdat flat on his back. Incompletion will bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Baltimore 15, Dallas 13. 2:15 to go in the third. 2nd down from the Crab 42. 4 receivers, 3 off to the bottom of the screen, far side right. As Marconi will throw middle, one-handed grab. Nice job by Marconi not forcing the action. 4-yard pickup for Travis Boychuk. A big 3rd down coming outside of field goal range with less than 2 minutes to go.
3rd and 6.
1:50 to go in the third, 3rd and 6. And they rush 3, and Marconi delivers a strike. Yuya Iba with another catch, 233 through the air for Rocco Marconi. Averages a hair over 300 yards a game. Baltimore dropped 8 in coverage, and Marconi knew where he was going with that football immediately. 1st and 10 into field goal range at the Crab 30. One possession games all around the SFL family of networks right now as Mike Davis picks up 6 to the Crab 23-yard line. We got a heavy dose of Mike Davis in the first quarter, and then that kind of disappeared for the Roughnecks, but a nice run there from Mike. 4 receivers, 3-2 defense, and the defense doing some mad shifting for the Crabs. The handoff on a toss goes to Davis. He's in big trouble. That's a 5-yard loss way back at the 28-yard line. Matthew Reese in the backfield. Boy, those are inexcusable losses. Matthew Reese comes in uncovered. 5 tackles for loss, 3rd on the team, 30 tackles overall this year, and he actually has a couple of sacks to his name. He's definitely a safety that likes to get in the backfield. 3rd down, Marconi's pass incomplete into heavy traffic. That's Matt Davis knocking it away. And Dallas will have to settle for the field goal. It's been a field goal half for both of these offenses. So to put Dallas back ahead, this game could come down to special teams. Manuel's 45-yard field goal is good. Through again, these kickers have looked good tonight. And it's Dallas 16 and Baltimore 15 from Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. What a game we have here as we go down to the wire in the 4th quarter, and Baltimore's involved in another close ball game. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. This is Wednesday Night Football on the SFL Network on Twitch. From the 9, Inzer on the return past the 25, 30. Wayne Inzer breaks a tackle, 40. Wayne Inzer past midfield and down to the Dallas 48-yard line. Wow. Wayne Inzer, just when you need a spark, Inzer delivers. Of course, most known for his big touchdown in the playoff game against Minneapolis. That is a monster return. Dangerfield on the tackle. And that'll leave Baltimore with excellent field position. .71 yards, 22 carries for Snyder, and we still got a whole other quarter to play. But Dallas doing a bit better of a job of controlling the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Snyder picks up a handful of yards, and that is the end of the 3rd. Your score, Dallas 16, Baltimore 15. Back to Old Bay Stadium in a moment. Start of the 3rd. Nazo will pass outside. That is Inzer for the first down to the Roughneck 37. Wayne Inzer having a pretty big game for Baltimore. A few catches and that big return, setting him up for a solid night. First down at the Roughneck 37. Both offenses have moved the ball efficiently, and with big-time plays, as that pass is tipped away and incomplete. Montero again getting the better of Mike Osai on the outside, 2nd down and 10, but neither offense has been able to push it in. It was 12-10 at the break. Dallas has tacked on 2 field goals, and Baltimore has 1. Of course, that safety looming large. It would be a 3-point lead for Dallas right now without it. Second down, 10. Back to pass. Dazzo outside, caught by Snyder. And Snyder gets to the 31. 3rd down and 3. Snyder doing some more damage in the pass game. Ten catches on the night for Snyder for 58 yards. Elliott Snyder coming in, 973 all-purpose yards. And back to pass. The pass is caught over the middle of the field is, I believe, it's the fullback, Trayshawn Bozeman, making a big play down the field for Baltimore into field goal range against this Dallas defense. Bozeman making a good catch. Fullback hardly ever gets the love. Got to give him to him on that play. Baltimore is in the red zone, where both teams have been challenged to get to tonight. 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Dallas is showing a blitz. Gonna back off. Rush just 4. Dazzo's pass caught by Escobar inside the 10. Down to the 9. Check that. Osai with the catch down to the 9. Pickup of 9. 2nd down and 1. Both of these teams have been reluctant to go after the quarterback. The only sack of the night was the safety by Oldfield on Rocco Marconi. 9 minutes and change to play. 2nd and 1 from the 9. 3 in the backfield rather. And Snyder going to take the handoff. Snyder! Look at him fight for the 1st down to the 6-yard line. Elliott Snyder proves that he's a man. Picks it up to the 6. What a play. I mean, Snyder has just, he hasn't done anything that makes you go wow, but he just has made critical plays at critical moments. 1st and goal at the 6. 2 backs, 2 receivers, and Snyder will take the handoff left side, cut back middle inside the 5, and gets speared at the 4-yard line. 80 yards on 25 carries, and will Heath McDaniel Sr. make another big goal line stop like he did in the first half?
2nd and goal.
8:05 to play. 3 in the backfield again on 2nd down and goal. Handoff left side, Snyder inside the 3, inside the 2. Elliott Snyder's got a Baltimore Crab touchdown. And the Crab call is alive and well here at Old Bay Stadium. And finally a touchdown on the board in this game, in this second half. And now will Baltimore elect to go for 1 or 2? And they will kick the extra point. Still a lot of time left in this game. And the extra point for Baltimore is on the way and good. And they now lead by 6 instead of 4 thanks to the safety. Dallas 16, Baltimore 22 with 7:56 to go in the 4th quarter. Updating you on action from around the league. The Cleveland Vipers trailed 35-28 with one last play. And on the final play of regulation, hits Scott King down the field. They're going to overtime in Cleveland, tied at 35. Of course, that game has a big bearing on this Baltimore-Dallas game as well. A couple of great conference battles in one-possession games. NYC has a chance to tie Baltimore for the division lead if the Crabs falter here tonight. And NYC picks up the win, but Cleveland just made that a little bit more tougher. Looked like the Sailors had it all wrapped up. Marconi to throw. And Marconi's pass intercepted at midfield. 40, 35, 30, and return to the 24. It's Eddie Gage again. His second interception of the night, and momentum is turning the way of the Crab. Wow. Looking for Concord down the field. Eddie Gage just steps in front of the route. He's forced the only 2 turnovers of the night, and Dallas may be in some trouble now.
Let's go.
Unbelievable. Baltimore in field goal range. Could make it a 2-possession game for the first time today. Handoff to Snyder, and Snyder will pick up a couple. Man, and this safety is big, because if Baltimore ends up getting a field goal, it should be just a 7-point game, but it's not. Dazzo, a quiet and calm 179 yards with no interceptions and a touchdown. Montero's had a few opportunities to pick off Dazzo and has dropped the interception every time. Handoff on a counter. Snyder, he had some blockers down the field, but the offensive line didn't do their job. There is an injured player on the field. It is Ed Rebrabi. That would be a huge loss for Dallas's defense as things are falling apart for the Roughnecks in the fourth quarter. He's the one that made the tackle, and then it looked like, actually he did not make the tackle. It looked like Rebrabi actually may have gotten swiped across the side. Of course, I've never been good at diagnosing injuries. That's a huge loss if it's for the rest of this game for Dallas. They're down 6. It's 3rd and 8. 4 receivers, 2 to either side, and the pass to the outside, caught by Osai. First and goal at the 10. Boy, Baltimore just looks like a different team here in the fourth quarter. Trying to improve to 4-0 at home. Trying to win their 4th straight game to improve to 5-3. Obviously, they were one of the teams that gave Louisville the biggest fits. Losing 33-40. They gave up 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of that game, which I remember well. It's one of the first broadcasts of the season for me. 6:36 to go in the game, and Dazzo's pass outside is caught again. That is Shaw. 2nd and goal coming up at the 7, and time is getting tedious for Dallas. The SFL postgame show will come up immediately following the conclusion of all the games around the league. Everyone locked in a tight game. 3 in the backfield, aligned at strong side right. And that's where Snyder's going. Snyder's got some blockers, and Snyder's got a touchdown. Baltimore is rolling in the 4th. Wow, what a fourth quarter. Still not over yet, but it appears that Baltimore has put themselves in great position here. And now, do you go for 1 or 2? You go for 1. To make it 29-16, 14 unanswered points for the Crabs. And the extra point for Packmeyer is through. Does Dallas have some fight left in them? Well, they dropped their 2nd straight road game against the top 2 teams in the Gray Conference and fall to 5-3. Certainly would not be a confidence booster for Dallas heading into the playoffs. Their final 4 home games: Queen City, DC, Carolina, Cleveland. But against the top tier of the Gray Conference, not looking too hot. Travis Boychuk on the return past the 25 up to the 27-yard line. we'll see what kind of fight Dallas has left in him. Rocco Marconi, I tell you what, this guy knows how to ball in the fourth quarter too. I'm just as surprised as anyone that he threw that interception so blatantly, although Eddie Gage made a great play on it. 6:07 to go. Back to pass Marconi. Marconi gets it away to Davis. Davis! Oh, what a stiff arm! From heaven, pickup of 7, 2nd and 3 to the 34. Davis now with 6 grabs. Concord approaching 100 yards, but still hasn't gotten over it. Pickup of 7, 2nd down and 3. No need to panic for Dallas, but they definitely need a score whenever they can get one. Blake Tuziant, Joe Dazzo, Dwayne Davidson, the rest of the Baltimore defense trying to tighten up. 2nd down, Dazzo's pass down the middle. That one was right off the hands of the intended receiver. Dazzo in coverage, but a key drop where we have not seen many offensive mistakes tonight. Dangerfield makes the error. 3rd down and 3. 5:29 left. 4 receivers. Marconi changing the play at the line. Quick throw! Concord first down! Oh my goodness. Marconi does one of the smartest things I've ever seen a quarterback do in this game. He saw the outside man. He knew he was going to come with an outside rush. He changed the play, and Concord basically just let the defender go. I think it was either Oldfield or Tefesh on the outside. He just let him go, and Concord was wide open to move the chains for the first down. That was brilliant offensive execution. Marconi to throw to the outside. Dangerous pass. Should have checked that down. Rebrabi with an elbow injury is done for the day. Dallas is going to have to try to win this game without their best or one of their best defenders. That is a tall task, especially one of their best run stoppers. 2nd and 10 at the 40. SFL postgame show coming up immediately following all the games tonight. Baltimore has a 2-score lead, but Dallas is trying to drive to cut it back to a 1-possession game. Marconi, deep ball down the field. That pass is caught. Concord makes a man miss. 30, 25, 20, and Conk has another touchdown! It is the Conk era in Dallas. This guy is incredible. Jonathan Concord now with 6 touchdowns on the season, and he makes Baltimore pay. It is a 7-point game with plenty of time remaining. Unreal. Concord now well over 100 yards, and Manuel will try to make it a 6-point game. If I was Dallas, 3 timeouts, you've contained Snyder pretty well. There's a lot of time left in this game. I would just kick it deep. There's so much time left, but you've shown that you can move the ball well, and Ed Rebrabi is done for the day. Do you try to take a chance and kick the onside here? And it looks like Dallas is going to elect to do that. So let's see if this gamble from Dallas pays off. Onside kick is recovered by Baltimore at the 38-yard line. These teams are aggressive late in games, down 1 score. We've seen it time and time again in the SFL. Rarely does it ever work in the trailing team's favor. But we'll see if the defense can come away with a big stop here for the Roughnecks. And the Crabs hold him off. 4:46 to go. Back to pass Dazzo. He's going deep down the field. And the pass is caught for a touchdown, Mike Osai! Well, that didn't work for Dallas. And all of a sudden, we've got a bunch of points in this game. And Mike Osai's got a touchdown. Wow, this is a bananas night in the SFL. What's to come? There's still 4:42 remaining. It's Mike Osai's third touchdown, but it's only his third touchdown in the last 3 games, but it's only the 3rd game this season where he's had a touchdown. Extra point for Baltimore is good, and it's like Jonathan Concord never scored. It's back up to a 13-point game, 36-23, 4 seconds after Dallas decided, hey, I think we should onside kick. Wow. And Carlo Montero has been defending that route all night long. Finally, Osai creates a little bit of separation. Boychuk on the return from the 10, down to the 27-yard line. 4:38 on the clock. A lot of football left. 6:28 remaining in overtime. NYC and Cleveland are still tied at 35. Haven't seen an update on Minneapolis and Orlando in a while.
1st and 10 from the Rockets.
4 receivers out of the gun. And Marconi is changing the play at the line again here. Let's see if he can cook up some more magic. Back to pass. Marconi steps up in the pocket. Has to throw it out to Davis. No gain. Marconi 306. But Dazzo with the clean sheet has been more impressive. Mike Dazzo this year has not had a game without an interception. This would be his first. Three minutes to go in Minneapolis. Maulers have a 38-31 lead over Orlando. Marconi back to pass down the field. Caught! That was caught by Travis Boychuk in the slot. First down to the 45, and Dallas is rushing back to the line. Marconi to throw again, this time left side, wide open! It's Concord again! He is exposing this Krebs secondary to the near side. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 17-yard line. Back to pass, Marconi throws it short. Davis picks up a solid 4.5 to the 13-yard line. 4 receivers, Marconi again. He's going end zone, and it's way overthrown. Looking for Outdat, who I believe only has 1 catch on the night. It's been everyone else, really. And Marconi just rushed that throw, and now it's 3rd down and 5, and I don't think you can afford to kick a field goal here. Especially if just a minute ago you were onside kicking. Four receivers for Marconi, back to pass. And Marconi going down the middle, caught for a touchdown! Travis Boychuk, and back and forth we go in Baltimore. Wow. I'm glad I'm well rested. I've had 2 days off. I'm feeling good tonight. Marconi to Boychuk, and so are these 2 offenses in the 4th quarter. It was nothing but field goals in the 3rd and nothing but touchdowns here in the 4th. And I would imagine that Dallas would onside kick again, although, golly, you'd think they would have learned their lesson at the same time. You got to figure that the odds are more in your favor because you didn't recover the first one. Maybe you can get your hands on the second one. 36-30. Where did this come from? So Manuel will try his effort again. Again, we mentioned Mike Dazzo does not have a game this year where he has had a clean sheet without any interceptions. He does not have an interception so far tonight. Onside kick from Manuel. The ball will hop up in the air, and it's recovered by Baltimore. Matthew Reese at the 44-yard line. And Dallas had an opportunity there, although the kick did go deep enough to where they can get a stop. Yeah, that was the good thing about that particular onside kick. It bounced well out of field goal range to where they could even, as long as they don't give up a first down, Baltimore would have to punt. Elliott Snyder takes a handoff, the push from the offensive line. Excellent on that play. Pickup of 3, and that's about Elliott Snyder's average. Without Ed Rebrabi in the game as Malone on the tackle, can Dallas manage to get a stop against the ground attack? Two backs and 2 receivers, 4 down linemen, a 4-3 defense out of Dallas. And you see all 11 defenders on the screen. 3:10 to go in the game, 36-30. And the handoff on a trap goes to Snyder. Snyder bounces off a tackle, but more good tackling by the secondary of Dallas. Montero and LaShaw. We're under 3 minutes to go. 3rd down and 4 at the 38. 3:54 left in overtime in Cleveland. Still tied at 35. 3rd down and 4 at the Roughneck 38-yard line. 2 backs, 2 receivers for Dazzo. Showing a blitz is Dallas. Does Baltimore attempt to kick a field goal if they can get just a couple more yards? Oh, Snyder! Tackle to the backfield. A loss of 1, and that's Sharp. The other outside linebacker, opposite of Ed Rebrabi, makes an awesome play in the backfield. It's a loss of a half a yard. Baltimore has to punt it away, and Dallas will have a chance to win the game with Rocco Marconi in the 2-minute offense, which they already did once this season on the road in Oklahoma City. We've reached the 2-minute warning. It's bananas across the SFL. This is the SFL Network. Playoff positioning on the line. Can Rocco Marconi and the Roughnecks come down from 13 with 3.5 minutes to go? They were down 13. Can they pull it off? This punt inside the 10, down to the 1, and will not be stopped from going into the end zone. Costly special teams mistake there as Marconi will start from his 20. That game-winning drive against Oklahoma City was one of the best drives of Dallas' season. It was a 97-yard drive in 7 plays that took 3 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock late in that game against Oklahoma City to give Dallas the lead. This would be an 80-yard drive, down 80 Dallas, or down 6 Dallas. Deep ball down the field, tipped away, and an excellent play against Jonathan Concord by Joe Dazzo. When you look at Concord and his target numbers, Rocco Marconi looking for his main man, and Joe Dazzo finally steps in front of it.
Let's go. 2nd and 10 for the Rockets.
1:48 to go. 2nd down and 10 at the 20. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. 3 down linemen for Baltimore with Donovan in the middle. Back to pass. And the Marconi's pass is dropped. Concord dropped it. Over the middle, needs help out from a teammate. Twice in a row, Concord has been targeted over the middle, and now it's 3rd down and 10. Dallas has all 3 timeouts. I would think that they would punt it away if they didn't get the first down here. Especially since it's a 1-score game. You can't afford Baltimore tacking on a field goal. 4 receivers, Marconi back to pass. Marconi down the middle, tipped in, incomplete, 4th down. Eddie Gage makes the play, and Baltimore's defense is stepping up big time. Wow. Well, let's see. Wow, Dallas is going to go for it. I don't agree. I think Dallas has been overly aggressive in this 4th quarter. It could cost them the game. If they don't get this, they're basically giving the game away because Baltimore's going to be in easy field goal range. Marconi, 4th down and 10. Marconi, deep ball down the field into coverage. Incomplete. and Baltimore's defense comes up with a tremendous stop, and that is likely the ball game. Just don't agree with it at all from Dallas. There's no reason for that. And Joe Dazzo again running down the field to defend three receivers who looked like they were all bunched up in the same area. Horrible play, horrible route, and route running by Dallas. They just gave that away on that drive with 4 straight incompletions. Unbelievable. Hand off to Snyder. He'll pick up 2. And unless Dallas has a miracle up their sleeve, or they block a field goal or something, I mean, maybe they can score and recover an onside kick and do all the craziness in the final minute. But they made it more challenging on themselves than it needed to be. Now, however, I will say that Jonathan Concord's drop on second down was a key moment of that drive. Should have been a move of the change. Hand off on a counter. Snyder got away from 2, and Snyder took a hit across the face. One more run like that from Snyder, and it's going to be ball game over. Third down and 3 at the 13. Tight set here. Dallas needs a stop. They absolutely need one. Snyder on the handoff. Oh, Snyder makes a move! Timeout, Dallas. They're out of timeouts, and that should be it. What a play by Elliott Snyder, and again, he has not had the run of 50, 60, 70 yards, but he makes the move and he makes the plays in crunch time. And if Ed Rebrabi was on the field, would he have made the tackle? Wow. So with 1:23 left, kneel downs for Baltimore. There's no reason to kick a field goal, and why not have another victory by 1 possession? Dallas will fall to 5-3. And again, next week, the Roughnecks will take on Queen City as they begin their 4-game homestand down the stretch in this conference. But Dallas will have to prove in the playoffs that they can beat the big teams. Baltimore next week will take on D.C., the first of 2 meetings in the last 4 weeks. The Crabs on the road, back-to-back weeks against divisional opponents at D.C., at NYC, as the North Division will get decided in the final month of the season. Another kneel down from Dazzo. He'll need 1 more of those on 3rd down and goal. And the ball just didn't bounce the way of the Roughneck in the last 5 minutes. SFL postgame show is coming up next. Immediately following the conclusion of all the games, Cleveland and NYC are now in double overtime. And I believe there's been 1 other double overtime game in SFL history, but I may be mistaken. There may have been maybe more than 1, but it certainly has never gone to triple overtime. Maybe it will tonight. Final kneel down for Mike Dazzo. And that's it. That's the end of the ball game. Dallas 30, Baltimore 36. Wow. The SFL postgame show is coming up immediately following the conclusion of SFL action around the league. Baltimore has the ball 11 more minutes on offense, and they don't turn the ball over all night to improve to 5-3 and take over 2nd place in the Gray Conference with their 4th straight victory. The SFL postgame show is coming up in a moment.